Hi guys, so today I'm not two hands, so today we will talk about something a bit more like basic for a lot of you, you know all that stuff. We'll talk about handling and how do you make your snake in how do you have your snakes in your hand from the enclosure. Let's go. So there are multiple ways, hooks, tap training, blah blah blah, a lot of stuff. Tap training is more for feeding, but you have what I mean. And the first thing is what you don't have to do. First, you have here or guy Ishiki, he's sleeping, whatever. What the first thing you don't want, I don't personally like is going to grab him like this because it makes you feel like a predator. But what you don't want to do is also coming here and making like this, these kind of moves because it triggers him also. What you want to do, what I prefer to do is coming here, grabbing from behind or from under and taking him that way. And so you have a snake in your hand. Ta-da! He's super chill, so I will show you with a much more stressed animal in Kaguya. I will put him back and then we are back for her. Let's go. So now on this girl, I will put the hide away because it's much more easier for me. I put that here. So how do you don't want to approach your snake from the head like this? Because as you can see, she's already making her head in the body, like, you know, bowling. What you don't want to go is also like this. I'm afraid, I don't want. I don't know if you see that movement. She is breathing deeper than she was, etc. She is more in the S position. That's normal, but you know, you have to be a bit like aware of it. What do I do with her? I put her from the back like this with a sure hand. You want to know what you're doing and not just like I don't want to make her, I don't want to trigger, if you see, she's already like putting her head in her like a ball. You know, that's what you don't want. You want a confident snake. You don't want her to be like in a ball and stressed and hissing and stuff. That's what she did before. But you know, you want just a more confident snakes, you know, up and out here. You are. So, you know, just making sure what you're doing, not just like, and not playing with the head like, I'm coming, I'm not coming, I'm coming, I'm not coming, I'm coming, I'm not coming. You know, that's really important not to do. Strong hand, not break her, of course, but you know, strong hand, confident hand, and coming, taking the snakes, and here we are. And then you have a snake in your hand. That's pretty much it for almost all snakes that are on the ground. We'll see when a snake is in branches stuff, like here Utahime for example. I will show you that in a second. Just put her back and I will show you how you can put her back also. So when your handling session is done, okay, the hide is back, what do? You have your snake here. What some people do is, and what I do is, you just put her like this up and she goes by herself in it. Some, you know, energetic people or people that are a bit like fast, they will go touch the tail and faster. I don't think this is great because the snake will remember it and will have a negative interaction with you. This is much better. And then when it's done, what you do, you close the enclosure. Don't forget to lock the doors with that will lock with this kind of stuff here. Up, you lock it, and then we go for our arboreal or semi-arboreal snake. So you open the enclosure. Again, I will put that to make my life easier. Again, not going like, I'm gonna break her. She's already stressed because she's the baby. She thinks everything will eat her. So what do? What I do is first you manage to see the head and then you take her. Sometimes you will need your two hands here, you know, and you're just busy. You have to see what you're doing. Here she is, and she's a bit stressed. That's normal. That's a baby, like I said. So You have to be confident enough to do all your stuff. And here we have our snake. She's a bit stressed. Normal, that's normal, as I said, baby. But then you have your snake, and with time, the snake will calm down, will be a bit more tamed, etc., etc. And then when you put her back, when you put your snake back again, what do? Well, you have your handling session, you whatever you want. You took your snake outside. What do? And also, before I forget, when you hold a snake, depending semi-arboreal snake, or it's not that of a problem. But when a heavy-bodied snake like blood python, like ball python, like gaboon viper, if you have some venomous, you will need to have two hands to support their body because they're heavy. And if they are pure terrestrial snakes, like I said, blood python, ball python, etc., and these kind of snake, well, if they have one body that feel like they will be falling, they will bite, they will stress, they will do a lot of negative way behavior that you don't want for a handling session, for example, and or an enrichment session, for example, when you put your snake on the table in a pen or something, and yeah. So when you're with an arboreal snake, green tree python, carpet python, it's better to have 2 points, like 2 pressure points, but it's not that important. But if you're not secure, don't just do it, because it will be better for your snake. Your snake will be much more confident than you would think. So when you're done, time to go back in the enclosure. What do? When your snake is like here, carpet, for example, she likes to go outside when she's calm, relaxed. When you have to pull her back, what do? A head here, for example, and there we go. You let her do her thing. Okay, something I won't recommend you is not beginning to play with the tail or nothing like this. Just let her do. Here I touched the tail. This is part of the stuff with her, like being habituated that she is touched by the tail, so she sense more like that's not threat, that's just normal. And when it's done, don't forget to close your enclosure, to lock your enclosure, and there we are. So I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Don't forget to support USR. Don't forget to support Unicap. Don't forget to join Brickley's and Exact Pets group. Don't forget to stay strong, Brian's group, and I hope to see you on the next one. Let's go.